Asher Smith, Alana Reid, Ominyala, and more. Things fall apart everywhere. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. You drop a video at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and finally leave your thoughts. After this sports analysis where we take a look at it and we break down the races. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Jamaica's 400-meter hurdler, Gabrielle White, who represents for LSU, did not have the best 2023 season. She has started her 2024 prep, and we hope that this season turns out much better than her 2023 season was. White is a massive talent, and at age 21, we think the sky is the limit. She posted to be continued. Let's hope that Gabrielle White of Jamaica has a much better 2024 season. Now, Ferdinand Ominyala is a top 7 world sprinter out of Kenya. And, well, as I alluded to in the beginning of the video, things are falling apart all over the world in terms of track and field camps. What do I mean? Many athletes, and I mean many athletes, athletic coaches are finding themselves fired as a result of what happened for the 2023 season. Ferdinand Ominyala, Kenya's fastest man, is one of those athletes. He recently fired his coach. The reports are that Ferdinand Ominyala has changed coaches ahead of the 2024 Olympic Games. He left Duncan Ayemba and will now be working with Jeffrey Kimani. Kimani has a great reputation as a sprint coach. He's a world athletics sprint and hurdles lecturer, a 2-time Olympic sprints coach, a former National Olympic Committee of Kenya NOC-K strength and conditioning lead consultant for Team Kenya.
My name is Ferdinand Omanyala. Well, the first time I watched athletics was in 2004. Nobody could have ever thought that a Kenyan could be among the fastest 8 guys in the world. I'm really proud of the achievement that we've had over the years.
And Ferdinand Ominyala is not the only athlete to be making these kinds of changes ahead of Paris 2024. Many of these athletes believe they did not get to their peak, so to speak, and whoever was guiding their career in terms of coaching, in their eyes, I suspect, they do not believe brought them to that place that they needed to be brought to, including, of course, Dina Asher Smith. Dina Asher Smith recently switched her coaches. Asher Smith will now team up with highly rated coach Edric Floril, the Haitian-born former Canadian international long and triple jumper. She said on social media, after 19 years, John Blackie and I have ended our coach-athlete partnership. You're looking at a picture of Asher Smith and John Blackie. This, of course, is Farrell, the coach of Texas Longhorn. Will be now her new coach, so I suspect she'll be moving to the United States. Remember last year she did have a great indoor season, running a new personal best and setting a new national record for Great Britain over the 60 meters, but in the end her year just did not pan out the way that she would have hoped it to have panned out. So she walked away with a 7.04 over the 60 meters, but was not satisfied. Now, this young Alana Reid of Jamaica, the fastest junior women, has also made huge changes. She has moved on to Dennis Mitchell, who also coaches Sha'Carri Richardson, changing her former coach Corey Bennett, who brought her to international renown, so to speak, led her to her 10.92. He was a coach responsible for her. Remember, she ran the 10.92 at this year's ISA Boys and Girls Champs in the final of the 100 meters, becoming the fastest female junior in Jamaica's history at 10.92, and one of the top 5 fastest juniors in history, by the way. So she moved on from Corey Bennington, moved on to Shakara Richardson's Coach Dennis Mitchell. It has been flogged, but I don't know. I want to reserve my comments on this one, and let's see what happens. For the time being, I reserve my comments. Now, when I say things fall apart everywhere, of course, I'm referencing the fact that athletes are switching their coaches out ahead of the 2024 Paris Olympics because they just weren't pleased. And it's not just these 3 athletes I just spoke about. Let me give you a small list, and this doesn't cover everything. Dina, as I said, has moved on to Edric Farrell. Crystal Awa has moved on to Linford Christie. Alana Reid, of course, Dennis Mitchell. Melissa Jefferson moved on to Dennis Mitchell. Fred Curley has moved on to Quincy Watts. Marvin Bracey, Dennis Mitchell. Michael Norman, Quincy Watts. Marcel Jacobs, interesting. Rana Reida, if my memory serves me correctly, he also coaches Brittany Anderson and Daryl Nito, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. Then, of course, we mentioned Ferdinand Omanyala moving on to Jeffrey Kimani. Andre DeGrasse has moved on to Rana Reida. Nia Ali has moved on to Rana Reida. Andrew Posey has moved on to Colin Jackson. Omar McLeod moved on again, this time to Marco Ariel. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. Brandon Miller to move on to Danny McKay. Grant Fisher to TBC, and Cooper Terry to TBC, and that's not all of them. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. This is perfectly understandable, people. It's the big Olympics, and the Olympics are bigger than World Championships. That's just a fact. Everyone wants to have their best foot forward. Asher Smith was clearly not. And I should not be surprised she was just not happy with what happened for her season. Injury 2021, 2022, 2023. Yeah, I can understand. And all these other athletes, and of course we know that the last 2 to 3 years have been horrific for Marcel Jacobs. The only person that surprises me in this entire bag is Alana Reid. Didn't quite understand that move, but I'm going to discuss this in a whole other video. But you understand when I say things are falling apart everywhere for the coaches, that is because the athletes are leaving in droves and going basically to the same set of coaches. But as I said, this is perfectly understandable. It is an Olympic year. Everyone, if you have a choice between being an Olympic champion and world champion, most people want to be the Olympic champion. That's just a fact. And it comes once every 4 years. And all of these athletes are top tier athletes, with the exception of Alana Reid. Alana Reid as a junior is incredible, but she's not quite yet a top tier pro athlete. Everybody else that I mentioned are top tier athletes. So things literally are falling apart everywhere for the coaches. Athletes are moving across in droves. Those are a lot of names I just read out, and those are just some of the names. But I understand. Everybody wants to win gold in Paris 2024 at the Olympic Games. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Remember, your royals, kings, and queens. Bless up!